You have likely been told that the moment you stop working, your savings will start a slow and painful countdown to zero. The common belief is that retirement is a state of financial defense, where you must cling to every dollar as if it were your last. We are taught to fear inflation, market crashes, and the high cost of healthcare as if they are monsters waiting to devour our life savings. But what if the map you have been given is completely upside down? What if the reality of retirement is not a story of shrinking wealth, but a story of surprising growth? Today, we are going to look at the hard data that reveals a shocking truth for many Americans. The truth is that many people actually find themselves getting richer after they retire. This is not a matter of luck or a booming stock market, but the result of three powerful forces working in your favor. To understand why this happens, we first have to address the fear that keeps so many people awake at night. For decades, the financial industry has promoted the idea of a financial decline. They show you charts of a portfolio slowly emptying over 30 years until there is nothing left. This creates a deep sense of anxiety that makes you feel like you are always one emergency away from disaster. However, when we look at how real people actually live, a very different pattern emerges. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the typical household spending habits change dramatically as we age. The average annual spending for a household between the ages of 65 and 74 is about $65,000. But once that same household crosses the age of 75, that number drops significantly. Average spending falls to roughly $53,000 per year. That is a natural reduction of $12,000 every single year without anyone being forced to live a life of sacrifice. This happens because the major expenses of your working life simply vanish. You no longer have the daily commute, the expensive office wardrobe, or the cost of professional lunches. Many couples find they can easily transition to a single vehicle, saving thousands on insurance, fuel, and maintenance. Even your housing costs often decline as you pay off your mortgage or choose to simplify your living space. This is what experts call the spending mirage. We imagine that our costs will keep rising forever, but in reality they tend to drift downward as our lifestyle becomes more stable. When your expenses fall, the pressure on your savings begins to lift. This brings us to the second pillar of retirement wealth, which is the incredible power of Social Security. Many people view Social Security as a small supplement, but for a typical couple, it is a massive financial engine. The average monthly benefit for an individual is nearly $2,000. For a married couple, that adds up to approximately $48,000 in guaranteed, inflation-adjusted income every year. Now, let us do the math that the media rarely talks about. If you are over 75 and spending $53,000 a year, and your Social Security covers $48,000 of it, your actual shortfall is only $5,000. You do not need your savings to replace your entire paycheck. You only need them to bridge that small $5,000 gap. This realization changes everything. Instead of needing to withdraw $40,000 or $50,000 a year from your investments, you might only need to take out a few $100s a month. When you withdraw so little, your principal remains almost entirely untouched. This is where the magic of compounding takes over and turns your retirement into a wealth-building phase. Imagine you have a portfolio of $500,000 invested in a balanced way. If you only need to withdraw $5,000 a year to cover your expenses, your withdrawal rate is a tiny 1%. If the market grows by a conservative 6 or 7%, your account balance will continue to climb. Year after year, your wealth grows larger, even while you are enjoying your freedom. This is why researchers have found that many retirees have more money 10 years into retirement than they did on the day they stopped working. There is also a psychological factor at play here that we call the consumption gap. After 40 years of working and saving, most people find it very difficult to suddenly start spending everything. The habits of discipline and thrift that helped you build your nest egg do not simply disappear. You naturally tend to be cautious, which acts as a built-in safety net for your finances. If the stock market has a bad year, you instinctively wait to buy that new car or postpone a big trip. This flexibility is something that computer models often ignore, but it is the secret weapon of the successful retiree. By adjusting your spending based on the world around you, you protect your capital and allow it to recover and grow during the good years. We also cannot forget the silent wealth generator that most people own, which is their home equity. By the time you reach your 60s, your home is often your largest asset and it is likely paid off or nearly paid off. While you are living your life, your property is quietly appreciating in value. Historically, American home prices have grown by 3 to 5% every year. On a $400,000 home, that is an increase in your net worth of $12,000 to $20,000 annually. This equity provides a massive layer of security that you can access through downsizing or a reverse mortgage if you ever truly needed it. But for most, it simply sits there as a growing reserve of wealth that ensures you will never be a burden to your children. The real danger in retirement is not that you will run out of money. The real danger is that you will live in fear of a disaster that is statistically very unlikely to happen. When you plan based on actual data rather than outdated myths, you see that you have much more freedom than you thought. The evidence shows that careful spending, the stability of Social Security, and the power of compounding create a very resilient financial future. You have worked hard for decades to reach this point. You have earned the right to trade your anxiety for a sense of control and peace. Financial freedom is not about having a mountain of gold that you are afraid to touch. It is about knowing that your income is secure, your expenses are manageable, and your wealth is working just as hard as you once did. As you move forward into this new chapter, remember that the numbers are on your side. The decline you were told to fear is often replaced by a quiet and steady growth. Take a deep breath and look at your balance sheet again. You might just find that you are much wealthier than you ever imagined, and that wealth is there to serve you, to protect you, and to give you the life you deserve. I want to hear from you today. What is the one thing you are most looking forward to doing once you feel that financial pressure lift? Are you planning to travel, spend more time with family, or finally pursue a hobby you put off for years? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience can help others who are still navigating these same fears. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Until next time, stay wise and stay invested in your own happiness.